Jagdio dismisses gold dealers' corruption claims as rumor. Vice President Barrett Jagdio has rejected allegations made by gold dealer Junior Baksh regarding corruption involving senior government officials and illegal gold dealings. At a press conference, Jagdio characterized the accusations as unfounded rumors, emphasizing that Baksh has since apologized to both President Irfan Ali and the president's mother for his statements. Jagdio quoted Baksh, saying, "I have never paid the president or anyone else any money," and noted that the claims lack any supporting evidence. He suggested that the allegations are part of a political strategy by the Mohammeds to distract from their own controversies. In an interview from March, Baksh mentioned being informed by a business partner about payments to government officials, implicating Jagdio. However, the vice president dismissed these claims as lacking credibility and suggested they are politically motivated, especially with elections approaching. Regarding claims of gold smuggling from Venezuela, Jagdio stated that these matters should be investigated, but he criticized the timing of the allegations, suggesting they are designed to create a victim narrative for the opposing party. Additionally, he noted that at least 2 other billionaire businessmen are considering legal action against Baksh for his statements about their alleged involvement in corrupt activities. Little Diamond resident arrested for unlawful possession. Andrew Anthony Adolphus, a 32-year-old resident of the Little Diamond squatting area on the east bank of Demerara, has been arrested by police for unlawful possession. He was found with 5 cement mixers and a quantity of steel rods, which are suspected to be stolen. The arrest occurred during a police cordon and search operation at Adolphus's home. Officers informed him that the search was aimed at finding arms, ammunition, drugs, and stolen items. When questioned about the ownership of the cement mixers and steel rods, Adolphus could not provide an account and chose to remain silent. He was subsequently charged with unlawful possession and placed in police custody. The seized items were photographed and logged at the Diamond Police Station for further investigation. Fed up with blackouts, Jagdio hints at management shakeup at GPL. Vice President Dr. Barrett Jagdio expressed his frustration with the excuses from Guyana Power and Light, GPL, regarding power outages. During a press conference, he indicated that a management shakeup at the power company may be necessary as the government pushes for an ambitious modernization plan. Jagdio stated, "With the massive plan for transformation, I don't think the current management can lead that process." His comments came in response to concerns about recent power outages, which he attributed to various issues, including lightning and operational disruptions caused by rodents. He reassured reporters that the government is investing in new power distribution towers and a modern distribution system. The upcoming Wales Gas-to-Energy program is expected to significantly boost local power availability and meet current demand. Additionally, it was mentioned that the government might engage the Dominican Republic's Interenergy Group to oversee the grid upgrade and expansion efforts by GPL. Teen granted bail for simple larceny. 19-year-old Elijah Nyonkirk has been released on $75,000 bail for a charge of simple larceny. He appeared before Senior Magistrate Fabio Azor at the Georgetown Magistrates Court on August 14, 2025. Nyonkirk pleaded not guilty to the allegation that he stole a gray Hunju motorcycle valued at $211,000 from Shania Griffith on August 7, 2025, at Lamaha Street, Kitty, Georgetown. His attorney, Stacey Goodings, requested bail, stating that her client denies the accusation. The prosecution objected to bail, citing the serious nature of the offense and mentioning that Nyonkirk allegedly admitted to the crime during a video/audio interview. They expressed concern that he might not return to court if granted bail. Despite the prosecution's objections, Magistrate Azor granted bail, and the case is adjourned to September 24, 2025. President Ali assures return of nurses to Guyana. During a gathering in Alexander Village on August 13, 2025, President Dr. Irfan Ali expressed confidence that nurses and healthcare workers who left Guyana for better salaries will return to capitalize on local developments. Speaking to a sizable crowd, He reiterated the party's promise of improved salaries and benefits for healthcare professionals. Job opportunities. All the nurses who left, they are going to come back because what we are going to give our nurses here, it won't make sense for them to be anywhere else. Dr. Ali stated, emphasizing his commitment as the PPP/C's presidential candidate. Under his administration since 2020, significant infrastructure expansion in the healthcare system has occurred, with 4 new hospitals being built and 8 more under construction. To meet the growing demand for services, approximately 6,000 healthcare workers, including nurses, are needed. To address this gap, the government has approved the hiring of foreign nurses temporarily. Dr. Ali highlighted ongoing government-funded training programs aimed at preparing more locals for healthcare jobs in the future. He is also optimistic about salary adjustments and increased benefits to attract Guyanese workers who have sought opportunities abroad. Job opportunities. 72-year-old Angela Emanuel receives dream home through Men on Mission. After a 30-year wait, 72-year-old Angela Emanuel has finally realized her dream of homeownership, thanks to President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali's Men on Mission, MOM, initiative. On August 13, 2025, she received the keys to her brand-new home in Vigilance, East Coast Demerara. Emanuel first applied for a house lot in 1992 but faced financial hurdles that delayed her ability to build. I wanted to build my home way back then, but I could no longer manage the process, she shared. Despite her determination, she encountered various obstacles. She had initially sought a turnkey house through the New Building Society, but that option was unavailable. After exploring other avenues, she opted for a cement and steel voucher instead. Having lived in her niece's house with inadequate ventilation, Emanuel reached out to Men on Mission for assistance. I feel good about it. Having my own home means I am independent, she expressed, noting the freedom and comfort her new space provides. Emanuel plans to utilize her yard for planting crops, further embracing her newfound independence. The Men on Mission initiative, launched in 2022, has positively impacted many vulnerable individuals through home construction and various projects, improving lives across the community. Ali, PPP is Guyana's best option for securing territorial integrity. President Irfan Ali has asserted that the People's Progressive Party, PPP, is Guyana's best choice to protect the country's territorial integrity amidst ongoing aggression from Venezuela over the Essequibo region. Speaking at a public meeting in Alexander Village, Ali emphasized the importance of sovereignty and national security, urging citizens to vote on September 1st for a government capable of safeguarding these interests. Ali recalled a previous meeting with Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, where they agreed to prioritize peace and respect in the region. However, he noted that Venezuela has continued to pose threats, including positioning naval vessels near Guyanese oil ships. The president highlighted his administration's success in forming strategic international partnerships for national security, mentioning alliances with France, CARICOM states, Colombia, the US, Canada, the UK, and India. Never before have we formed so many strategic security partnerships to defend our sovereignty, he stated. He promised that his re-election would lead to the renewal and expansion of these partnerships, enhancing the country's safety. Plans to improve port security and combat drug trafficking with international partners were also discussed. Ali concluded by emphasizing the unprecedented opportunities available to Guyana, urging the community to support a government focused on national security and stability. Security guard charged with murder in supermarket shooting. A security guard from KGM Security Company, Kelvin Belgrave, has been charged with murder following the shooting death of Cuban national Pedro Slanchak. Belgrave appeared at the Georgetown Magistrates Court before Magistrate Fabio Azor, where he was remanded to jail without entering a plea. His next court date is set for September 17th. The incident occurred on Sunday morning at the Real Value supermarket on Church Street in Georgetown. Reports indicate that Belgrave approached Slanchak to question him about his repeated entries and exits from the supermarket. According to police, Belgrave claimed he was attacked with a knife during the confrontation. He asserted that he managed to wrestle the knife away from Slanchak and subsequently used it to stab him before firing 4 shots at the man, who collapsed and died at the scene. The supermarket was closed for the day as investigators arrived to examine the shooting. Jagdio challenges Mohammed's over Venezuelan embassy visit, staking his career on claims. In a dramatic press conference, Vice President Dr. Barrett Jagdio, General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party Civic, PPP/C, issued a bold challenge to the Mohammed family regarding allegations of Nazar Shel Mohammed's visit to the Venezuelan embassy. "I am willing to stake my entire political career on this," Jagdio declared, asserting that the motivations behind Nazar's visit are well known within the family. This challenge comes in the wake of remarks from Foreign Affairs Minister Hugh Todd, who recently summoned Venezuela's ambassador to address the Mohammed's frequent embassy visits. Todd revealed that the ambassador confirmed the family had applied for visas to enter Venezuela. Nazar Mohammed and his son Azruddin, who recently announced their presidential aspirations with the We Invest in Nationhood Party, were sanctioned by the U.S. Treasury last year due to purported connections to the Nicolas Maduro government, claims they have denied. Jagdio underscored that the government holds substantial evidence regarding Nazar's embassy visit, raising alarms about potential threats to Guyana's sovereignty amid the ongoing border dispute with Venezuela. As tensions escalate, the International Court of Justice is currently reviewing Guyana's case related to the 1899 arbitral award concerning the contentious border issue. Jagdio's remarks have intensified scrutiny on the Mohammeds, as public interest grows in the implications of their actions for national security and diplomatic relations. Jagdio calls for police/army questioning of Nazar Mohammed over embassy visits. Vice President Dr. Barrett Jagdio has suggested that Nazar Shel Mohammed should be questioned regarding his visits to the Venezuelan embassy. Speaking at his weekly press conference, Jagdio stated, "I think that at some stage that should be done." Although he acknowledged the sensitivity of the election season, he emphasized that any questioning would be left to the police and army, adding, "That doesn't mean they get off freely. They have to answer now." Jagdio's comments followed Foreign Affairs Minister Hugh Todd's disclosure about summoning Venezuela's ambassador to explain the frequent visits by the Mohammeds. Nazar and his son Azruddin, who recently launched a presidential bid, were sanctioned by the U.S. Department of the Treasury last year over alleged ties to the Nicolas Maduro government, which they both deny. Todd revealed that the Venezuelan ambassador indicated the Mohammeds had applied for visas to enter Venezuela. Jagdio corroborated this by stating there is evidence of Nazar's recent visit to the embassy, which raises concerns given the accusations from U.S. congressmen. In response, Azruddin denied visiting the Venezuelan embassy or applying for a visa, claiming the information was inaccurate. Cyclist dies after collision with car on Blankenberg Road. A pedal cyclist, whose identity remains unknown, died on Thursday after being struck by a car on the Blankenberg Public Road, West Coast Demerara. The incident occurred around 12:45 p.m. and involved motorcar Panin 289, driven by 28-year-old Ismail Ali from Purika, East Bank Essequibo. Preliminary investigations indicate that the car was traveling east along the northern side of the road when the cyclist crossed from south to north, leading to the collision. The cyclist fell onto the road and sustained serious injuries. He was picked up in an unconscious state by the driver and bystanders and transported to the Leonora Cottage Hospital, where he was examined by a doctor. Unfortunately, he succumbed to his injuries around 3:25 p.m. The body has been taken to Ezekiel Funeral Home, where it awaits identification and a post-mortem examination. Melly Mel voices strong stance on political independence and reform. In a passionate social media post, Melly Mel has made it clear that she will not endorse any political party, emphasizing her commitment to her people and her country over party loyalty. Her statement has sparked conversation about the need for significant changes within the political landscape. Melly Mel asserted that regardless of who takes office, she will continue to advocate for much-needed constitutional reform. Guyanese are not safe with any government until there is constitutional reform, she declared, stressing that the electoral and legislative systems must evolve to eliminate the entrenched loyalty to political parties. She highlighted her conversations with some members of the People's Progressive Party, PPP, who reportedly share her frustrations regarding corruption within the system. Melly Mel called for a shift towards direct elections for members of parliament from their constituencies, rather than being selected from party lists. She underscored the necessity for independent institutions that are genuinely free from corrupt influences. Drawing on a decade of research into the workings of the corrupt system, Melly Mel affirmed her dedication to her constituents, stating that loyalty to her people and country remains her top priority. In concluding her message, she firmly reiterated, "No, I will not be endorsing any political party," reinforcing her stance against the status quo and her commitment to fostering a political environment that prioritizes the needs of the people. As discussions around political reform continue, Melly Mel's bold declaration may encourage others to rethink their relationship with party politics in pursuit of a more accountable and transparent governance system. JCOM processing ballot papers ahead of elections. With less than 3 weeks until the 2025 general and regional elections, the Guyana Elections Commission, JCOM, has begun processing ballot papers and other sensitive materials. Commissioner SASE Gunraj confirmed that this week's activities include sorting, packing, and verifying ballot papers and statements of poll, SOPs. These materials will be placed in ballot boxes for dispatch to polling stations in advance of Election Day. Gunraj emphasized the importance of early preparation, noting that voting for Joint Services members will occur in just 9 days. The scrutiny of ballot papers and SOPs is crucial for ensuring transparency and public trust in the electoral process. Gunraj highlighted that having political party representatives present during this exercise enhances confidence in handling sensitive materials. Update: Suspect in fatal supply accident arrested. The Guyana police force is investigating a hit-and-run accident that occurred on August 13, 2025, resulting in the death of 23-year-old Alex Persaud from Timeri Job Opportunities. The accident involved motor lorry JC 5784, driven by 30-year-old David Ragnoth. Initial investigations reveal that Persaud had exited another lorry when Ragnoth's vehicle, traveling at high speed, collided with it and then struck Persaud before fleeing the scene. Persaud sustained severe head and body injuries and was taken to New Diamond Regional Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The abandoned motor lorry was later found locked at Sarah Johanna. Ragnoth was apprehended around 7:30 p.m. at the Demerara Harbor Bridge overpass and is currently in custody at the Providence Police Station. Investigations are ongoing. Family demands investigation into boat builder's drowning. iNews Guyana reports, the family of Tameshta Curtin, a boat builder who drowned at number 65 Village, Quarantine, is calling for justice after disputing the police report on his death. Job opportunities. Curtin, 22, was reported to have been in a boat with 3 other fishermen when it capsized. However, family members state he was not a fisherman and was only testing a repaired speedboat with the captain. His employer, Bamankaran Singh, confirmed that only Curtin and the captain were on the boat, contradicting the police's account. Witness Jennifer Cooley, who searched for Curtin, denied claims he was under the influence of alcohol, stating the boat's driver had been drinking. Curtin's father expressed frustration over the lack of communication from the captain after his release from custody, insisting on accountability. Grandmother Radhika Ramanandan echoed the call for justice, questioning the decision to allow an intoxicated person to operate the boat. The police investigation remains ongoing, with an autopsy confirming the cause of death as asphyxia and drowning. JCOM accused of bias by opposition leader Norton. Opposition leader Aubrey Norton, of the A Partnership for National Unity, APNU, has accused the ruling People's Progressive Party/Civic, PPP/C, of attempting to rig the upcoming general and regional elections scheduled for September 1st. He claims the Guyana Elections Commission, JCOM, has appointed known PPP affiliates to key roles for polling day, undermining its independence. During a live broadcast, Norton stated that about 90% of the appointed returning officers and polling staff are affiliated with the PPP, calling into question the commission's credibility. He criticized the appointment of JCOM chairperson Justice Reddit Claudette Singh, alleging she was installed with PPP support, further compromising the electoral process. Norton also highlighted that proposals from opposition-nominated JCOM commissioners, including banning cell phones in polling booths and implementing biometric voter verification, have been rejected. He warned that any election rigging attempts would have serious consequences for the government. Concerns regarding JCOM's operations were echoed by Commissioner Vincent Alexander, who noted a lack of transparency and unresolved issues about voting procedures. The upcoming elections will not utilize biometric verification due to time constraints, despite its feasibility. JCOM recently released its official list of electors, indicating that over 1,000 deceased individuals have been removed from the voters' list. Plumber granted bail for robbery under arms. A 25-year-old plumber, Orion Edgehill, has been released on $35,000 bail after pleading not guilty to robbery under arms charges. He appeared before Senior Magistrate Fabio Azor at the Georgetown Magistrates Court on August 14, 2025. Edgehill is accused of robbing Ritesh Singh on August 10, 2025, at Longdon Street, Georgetown, while armed with a knife. The items taken included a black haversack valued at $5,000, a smartphone worth $24,000, and $1,800 in cash. The prosecution objected to bail, citing the serious nature of the offense. Edgehill claimed he had been drinking that day and fell asleep, waking up near a stand in town. He stated that he only had a pair of scissors when approached by the police. His father testified in court, describing Edgehill as a good person who is learning a trade. When asked if he would return to court, Edgehill affirmed his commitment, stating, "I will come back, my worship, because I'm not guilty of any crime." Magistrate Azor granted bail, and the case is adjourned to September 24, 2025. Taxi driver granted bail for larceny. A 31-year-old taxi driver, Isaiah Lal, from Agricola, East Bank Demerara, has been granted $50,000 bail for larceny charges. He appeared in the Georgetown Magistrates Court on August 14, 2025, where Senior Magistrate Fabio Azor read the charge. Lal pleaded not guilty to the allegation that he stole 2 gold bracelets valued at $300,000 from Nicola Craig on August 9, 2025. Although the items were recovered, the prosecutor objected to bail due to the seriousness of the offense. Lal's defense attorney, Stacey Goodings, argued that her client was at Stabroek Market with friends when police approached him regarding a report of theft involving someone dressed similarly to him. She noted that Lal was taken to the Brickdam police station but was not placed on an Idaho parade and had no further contact with the police until his court appearance. Magistrate Azor granted bail, and the case is adjourned to September 24, 2025.